Hi, and welcome back to another Amazon selling video. If you're new to my channel, my name is Nikki Kirk, and today I am filming a much requested video of how to pack up a shipment using Inventory Lab. So I've got the truck full of product that I found doing retail arbitrage, which is what I do, how I sell on Amazon, and I'm going to pack it up over the next few days. It's quite a bit, and I have to take a lot of labels off, so it might be like 3 days to get it all done. Plus I'm filming this video, which is going to slow me down a little bit, but hopefully it helps you in your Amazon journey. If you like this video or any of my videos, please don't forget to subscribe. It helps me out and it costs you nothing, so it means a lot to me. So thank you so much if you're already subscribed, and if you're a new subscriber, welcome. If you're not familiar of what Inventory Lab is, it is a software that helps you, it does expenses for Amazon, you can do your whole business. I don't use it like that. The only thing I actually really use it for is reporting and also to pack up all my FBA shipments. It makes it so much easier. Now this really is a nice to have, like, software for your business. You do not need it. You can do all of this right in Amazon for free with in your Seller Central account. However, I seriously enjoy it, and I can't believe that I ever didn't use it. So I did through Amazon, just in Seller Central, knew how to do it, was not a problem for me for 4 years, and then a little over a year ago, I finally took the plunge and purchased Inventory Lab. Now it is not a cheap, so that's why it's a nice to have. So if you have the capital in your business to grab Inventory Lab, it really can make your life so much easier. However, if you're on limited funds, then you can do it for free right in Amazon. They recently increased their prices, so I'm not sure what, I think it's $60-something a month. Again, not necessarily a cheap software. However, if you do for the whole year, which is what I did, then you can save a little bit of money there. And of course, all of your business expenses for your business are tax deductible. So if it is going to help you and you have the money, I seriously enjoy it. I also use a Rollo. So this is my wireless Rollo. It's been having some issues. I haven't actually used it in over a month because it wouldn't connect to the Wi-Fi. Then I got it reset, and now it won't connect to my laptop. And since it's wireless, I have to like connect wireless. Anyways, it's been a whole thing. I'm going to try to get it set up today, but I also have my old wired Rollo, which works just fine, just has an extra wire. So I've been using that for the last month. So one thing I know about Inventory Lab is there's multiple different ways to use it. So I thought there was only one way to pack up a shipment, but apparently there are different ways. I don't know these other ways. I only know how I've done it, and so that's what I'm going to show you. So when I enter everything, I enter my costs, make my SKUs, all of that right in Inventory Lab, and then you'll see at the end, it's going to push it all, like it'll say the shipments in Inventory Lab. I say yes, that's fine, and it pushes that over to Amazon Seller Central, and that's where it finishes it. Some people in the community have been asking questions like that things are not there, and so that's how I know there's another way to do it. So I'll do my best to walk you through how I do it. I am in no way an expert on Inventory Lab. This is just how I do it, and it works. So very quickly, I will walk you through the dashboard, and then I'm gonna head out and unpack the truck, or as much of it that will fit, because I'm in an RV, so it's not a lot of room, but I usually pile up this whole walkway here with all the stuff. So that is where we're at. So let's dive into when you first enter Inventory Lab, what that dashboard looks like. So this is my home screen. I actually really enjoy it because it tells me what my total sales volume is for the inventory that I have on hand currently, both FBA and FBM. I do not list products FBM in Inventory Lab. I list them in Amazon. So you are going to have to add those costs into Inventory Lab backwards. I don't even actually, I'm sure there's a way to list them in Inventory Lab. I just don't do that. So you can see I have almost $50,000 of total sales volume, which is awesome because for Q4, my goal is $100,000 over the next 3 months. It's currently, I'm filming this on September 30th. So tomorrow's October 1st, and I have 3 months with a goal of $100,000 in sales. Hopefully that's comes out to at least $30,000 in profit. That's my goal, so we'll see. My merchant fulfilled or FBM inventory on hand is $6,000. You can see I don't do a whole lot of FBM. I do some, but I don't have a lot of space to hold everything, so I really do mostly FBA. It's just easier in general, but I do a mix of both. Okay, so when you're ready, you would come up to here to list and hit list and prep. I'm gonna hit new batch. You can give it a batch name if you want. I don't ever name it, it's just whatever. Using Scoutify, there is a way to make a buy list. However, it takes extra time in store, and I'm already kind of like sourcing a lot and I don't want to use all that extra time. But people who do use it love it. So in the Scoutify app, which comes with Inventory Lab, again, I don't use it to scan. I hardly ever use Scoutify at all. But if you do have it, so you can make a buy list where you would put in the cost and all that stuff, and then it's easier to like kind of import in. I have done it one time. It was not so easy, and so I don't use it. But that's, I'm sure there's other videos out here that you can learn how to do the buy list if that is right up your alley. So then if you had one from, you can see I used it in August, from Scoutify app, you would add it there. Then you'll have your address. If you ever need to change your address, you would just pick your address that you want to change it from. Packaging type, I always do individual. Again, I'm sure you know how this works on the Amazon side, but this is for Inventory Lab. It's the very same thing. So I don't send case packs. Case packs are like I have, 48 of this one item, and that's how the whole shipment has to be. I have always done individual units because we're prepping every one. And then if you do case packs, if you happen to have a lot of just 1 or 2 items that are going in, do the case packs. But if you have a lot of mix of items, then you want to use the individual packaging. Channel, again, I'm doing FBA. Workflow type, private. So it looks like private is the only way I've ever done it, and it is a very guided process, so that's a perk. It sounds like the big difference is you'll see as I'm adding my products, it's going to say a lot of different warehouses. And that's why I always say I just ignore that, because at the end of the day, my stuff is always going to go to Dallas. Occasionally, it might have a couple other little shipments here and there, which I think might happen today because I know I have some bigger stuff. But they always usually go to one warehouse, with the exception of a couple items going to 1 or 2 other warehouses. Even though when I'm packing the shipment, it's saying like, okay, these 5 items are going to get split before 3 warehouses. At the end of the day, when I hit to the next step, it never actually does that. It goes to the one warehouse. So it sounds like if you do live, it'll tell you which warehouse as you're doing it. And so you can pack the stuff up as you go, which could be a time saver. I've never done it that way. I do package all the stuff because you'll see the labels come out. For every time I add a product, a label's going to spit out, and I prep it right then. I throw it in a whole box, and then at the end when it says where my shipment's going, then I do all the packaging of the shipment. So anyways, that seems like the only big difference there. So again, I've only ever done private, and so that's the way I'm going to show you. Labeling, I label all my products with my FN SKU, so that's selected there. Provide box contents. Mine, it's always been off. Min-max preferences do not capture. So all I do, because this is already set, I have it every time, all I do is hit a new one and hit create. And then we've got here my batch. So you can see that other one that for whatever reason won't close is still there, but we're going to start a new one. All right, so at this point, I need to unpack the truck to show you any more. So let's head out and do that. Okay, so I got it all packed in the house, and now it's like a little maze to get around in here, but I am ready to add them to Inventory Lab. So I'm going to go over a couple of the tools, which are just Amazon selling tools. If you've done shipments outside of Inventory Lab, you probably already have them. First is a barcode scanner. I still have this one that I bought 6 years ago. It works fine, so I haven't felt the need to replace it. It is connected, but they do make some Bluetooth ones now. All of these supplies that I use are I found on Amazon, and I have the link below with all of my supplies if you want to check them out. So this is an item that I just got for myself. It's apparently not on Amazon, but I can't show you everything that I'm selling because I'm selling it. So I don't want the prices to tank by showing it to all of YouTube. So anyways, I was trying to use an example. It didn't work. So I found one that's similar, just as an example of how it works. I have one more product that I'll show you as an example. So stick with me here. Okay, so I found it on Amazon, copied the ASIN over, and then you hit select. Now, if there's multiple, you can click through to view the product information on Amazon. So I have RevSeller that's popping up here. Again, all of these tools, softwares, everything is linked below in every video if you want to check them out. So I can grab the ASIN, or I can see what the rank is. If there was multiple, you know, I would be like, oh, well, this is in health and household, and then maybe there was a grocery one or something. So it can vary. But anyways, you hit select when you see it there. Now here it's telling you the new offers. So it looks like it's probably a hazmat maybe. Either way, there's no FBA sellers. There's only 2. And so you can see, now I don't always trust this because sometimes it's not correct. Like I can see all the sellers, but there's only like one thing here. But it is just like kind of nice to know. So if there was any FBA sellers here, and you can see this one is making the buy box, which is what that little box there is. And again, there it was, the $10.99 one in the buy box. Now, if you want to set yourself a reminder, like if your item has an expiration date and you want Inventory Lab to remind you, you know, when the date is getting to where it's going to go into the stranded expirations in your FBA inventory, you can go ahead and set up a reminder. You can type out whatever you want. I haven't ever used them, but it is there for you. I always have a gen tax here so that it charges the tax that it needs to. If your item has a battery, or you could enter that. Again, I skipped through these. So let's say I have one. I got these at Walmart for $1.99. If you're just starting, you will be adding a supplier. So let's say I want Walmart's, and you just hit add. If it had an expiration date, you would go ahead and add it right there. It doesn't, so I'm going to send it off. Now here's where I make my SKUs. Again, if you don't know how to make my SKUs, here's how I do it. So Walmart, $1.99, break even. This is where I use RevSeller in every single shipment. So I can see my break even at $1.99 is going to be for FBA 704. So I'll do 704. The reason I make my SKUs like this is because when you're going into your pricing and your managed inventory, then you can see it and you can know how low you can go before you're losing money or breaking even on something. So I have been making my SKUs like this all the time, and I highly recommend doing it however you want. You can make your own abbreviations, add stuff on. If it has an expiration date, maybe you add it there. I don't know. Whatever you want to do, it's just for you. Unless you're doing FBM, and then it shows up on the packing list. So make it kind of crazy. Don't make it like, hey, I got this at Walmart for $5 and now you're paying $50. All right, condition is new. I only ever sell new, so I don't ever really touch that. And then you'll do your list price. So say I'm going to do $14.99 for this. And you can see here the profit and the ROI, and then you would hit add to batch. As soon as I hit add to batch, the Rollo label is going to print out. Oh, I got the wireless Rollo to connect again, so that's great. But because Inventory Lab was set to my other Rollo, I have to go in and change it. So let's do that right now. Now, it does work with regular labels, 30 up address labels, sheet labels. However, I've never done it because I got a Rollo before I started Inventory Lab. So I don't exactly know how it is, but I'm sure it's here in the setting somewhere. But I gotta say, having a Rollo, because of the way it just prints out for you right away with Inventory Lab, is kind of like, I would do it. You don't have to get the expensive one. You can get the $200 printer. I mean, it's essentially the same price as a regular printer, but it's worth that additional cost. So you can see the different batches, like that. I have it on, it's going to print right afterwards. It'll print more if I said, oh shoot, I found 5 more and I add 5, it'll print out the extra 5. If you want to include expiration dates on your labels, you can do that here. I don't do that. This is the label size that I have, and I'm going to complete. Alright, so now back to my shipment. Now, let's say you needed extra labels. You needed to cover a price or extra UPC, whatever the reason you wanted some more labels, this is how you do it. You're going to print labels. If you need 5, 10, however many you want, I only need the 1, so we're going to go ahead and print. It's super handy. I really like it because this doesn't need any extra. Oh no, it does need a poly bag because I could touch the item, it would need a poly bag. But again, this is just an example because I'm going to use this so that my house can smell like pumpkin. The FN SKU goes over the barcode and that one is done. Okay, now let's say I am not sending this, right? So I need to delete. if you needed to edit something, like, oh, say you accidentally put the price wrong or the cost wrong, whatever, you just hit edit and then you can enter it. Now let's say if I had 3 of these, oops, then now when I hit save, it will print out 2 extra labels. But I don't want to edit it, I just want to delete it. And now it's gone from my batch. Now let's add another item. So here I've got this wig because Halloween's coming up. Again, it's not found. So back to Amazon I go. Again, I'm going to grab the ASIN, head over here. Now I'm going to hit select. And I've got 3 of them. They cost $9.97. Got them at Walmart. Oh, I forgot you could do the purchase date. I totally forgot to update the last one. So that would be something that if you want to track when you purchased it, you would go and edit. Okay, my SKU, Walmart, $9.97, break even. Again, is $17.72. I'm going to list it at, so now I can see all the different prices, right? I think I'm going to list mine, go ahead and list it at $29. Add to batch. Now the reason I list things higher when I'm sending them in is because things change. Those lowball sellers could sell out, and now I'll be losing money if I don't, increase the price with the rest of what everyone else is selling it for. So now I've got the label. Now this one I pulled as an example because it has 2 UPCs, so I'm going to have to print some extra labels. Now all you do is see the price there? You want to cover that. These are the best. They are black labels. They are they can't come off, and you can cover the prices. I've been using them for all of my seasonal items. I highly recommend. Again, they're in my supplies, which are all linked below. Oh, and if you want to try Inventory Lab, they have a free, I think it's 30 days that you can try it out for free to see if you like it or not. The link is below for that also. So I would open it up and just put the label right over top of the price. I could close it again. The FN SKU, I'm going to cover this. Cover that one, and then I'll cover that one also. A couple more tools that you want to have on hand for making your life easier is Glue Gun and a Scotty Peeler. This is for taking price tags off of your items. I just spray the Glue Gun onto a paper towel and you can get rid of all that sticky residue that is sometimes left behind. Also, a hair dryer makes it super easy to take labels off. If you're finding that they won't come off, then just hit it with a hair dryer on the low setting and then you can peel it right off. Okay, so I'm going to enter in the rest of all of this stuff, and I will see you back here in hopefully 2 days. Hopefully it doesn't take too long for the rest of this process. But you just keep doing it. You keep adding all your stuff, saying how many you have. As the labels print out, I prep every item at the time. I have all the stuff in the boxes here. It just works for me. So I'll do this box first, and then I'll empty it out, and then I put the stuff that's prepped back in there just to keep my sanity. So now I know that box has stuff that's ready to go. So when we get to that point where the shipments are created, it will I know that that box is ready. Anyways, that's just my system. Whatever works for you in your space, make your system up, and it's good enough. If it works for you, it works. All right, let me get back to adding all these items. Okay, so it is now Monday. So I started on Friday. I probably did about a half day Friday, half day Saturday, all day Sunday, and then half day here on Monday. So what is that, 2.5 days to pack it all up? I didn't buy enough boxes, which seems to be an issue with me recently. But anyways, I had smaller boxes, so I just, instead of packing it in larger boxes, which I could have done, I packed it in smaller boxes. But anyways, so that is all ready to go. Now let's head into Inventory Labs to finish it up and push it over to Amazon so I can show you the full final process. So it was 92 different items, 524 total units, average sales rank 145,000. Then you can see my total sales volume close to 15,000. Total buy costs 5,100. And the net profit on this shipment is 4,826. So at the bottom here, you just click review batch, and it's going to take you over to another screen, which I just, again, hit submit. I don't know what this screen is, but whatever. Hit submit to the next screen. And now here is where, so far Inventory Lab has not pushed any of this stuff to Amazon. So I've added it in Inventory Lab, but if I go to my Amazon Seller Central, it is not going to be there at all. Those products are not yet added. When I hit this sync button, that's when everything's going to get sent over to Seller Central, and now it will be in there. The FN SKUs, all that will be in my Amazon Seller Central library at this point. This is also when Amazon now, because this is, like I said, there's a couple different ways to do Inventory Lab. I don't even know the other ways. This is just literally the way I've always done it. So I know there's other ways because people will ask questions in the group and it doesn't make sense to me because that's not the way mine works. So I don't know those other ways, but so when I hit this, it's going to, Amazon is now going to send me where these items are going to go. It's going to break it up into the shipments however they need it. So we'll hit sync. And now you can see that it broke it up. So most of my stuff, 514 items, are going to go to the Dallas-Fort Worth warehouse. And then these other items, which are all a little bit of oversized items, so this must be an oversized warehouse. 8 things are going to go to that one, which is great. I personally prefer when they all go to one warehouse. Even though it'll move around, it'll be an FC transfer a little bit longer, I just would rather send it all to one place. It makes boxing it a lot easier. So now that I know it's all going into one place, I can now box it all up, which I've already done all that. So now it's all boxed up. Everything, those 8 items that were going to one warehouse, those all fit in one large Walmart box. Now I've got to count up all of these other boxes. So because of the way I do my shipments to Amazon, which I'll show you here in just a second, I let Amazon decide, like, I let them go through. I don't say what's in each box because it would take me another like 2 hours to do all that. So I just pay Amazon to do it. Again, I'll show you that in a second. So because I don't do that, I can just box it however I want. So I make sure that they are packed as much as they can. Boxes can't be over 24 inches. Boxes can't be over 25 inches long on the longest side, and they can't be over 50 pounds. So I get everything. I've got like a couple 48s and a 49. That's 49's cutting it close. I like to stay at 48 just in case there's something wrong with this scale. Anyways, I have it all boxed up. Now we're going to head over to Amazon. I'm going to confirm these shipments, and we're going to head over to Amazon to view them. So the next step is, now I go ahead at this point and I say, yes, create the shipment. That's sending it over to Amazon. Again, create the shipment, sending it over to Amazon. Now at this point, I'm totally done with Inventory Lab, and I'm going to go over back to my Amazon Seller Central account. So to get to your shipments here, you would go to Inventory and Shipments. And now you can see my 2 shipments here are waiting for me to work on them. So I just click Working on Shipment. If you've done Amazon shipments this way before, you're probably already familiar with this part. So this is the big shipment. And here is where I do, right here, shipment box information, apply manual processing fee. Now I gotta count my boxes, but I already have on there, I Sharpie them and I weigh them as I'm packing it up. So I have on there how much they weigh, so, and I can see, because they're Walmart and Lowe's boxes, I can see what the measurements are. So it'll be really easy to do that. Now this is I pay 15 cents. It's supposed to be more during Q4, so I don't know if today is October 3rd that I'm filming this, so I don't know if it's October 15th that kicks in, but it's supposed to go up to 30 cents. Now I'm not complaining. I'll take 15 cents an item. So it's 15 cents an item, so since I have 514, it's going to cost me $77, which honestly is worth it because I don't have anyone else helping me with this, so it's worth it to pay Amazon. So I don't have to do the expiration dates, I don't have to manually enter them, I don't have to do the file uploads. I've been using this for over a year now and it's been amazing. So I just do this. Now it's lifesaver. So I have 13 boxes, so we'll get that, set it here, and now I just enter in the measurements. Okay, so I've got it all in. If you had all the same weight or all the same, like if they're all 24 on one side, you could put it there and it would autofill them. Then we're going to hit calculate. Again, you probably already know this. If you are new to Amazon and you want help to pack up an entire shipment in Amazon, I do have a video. I'll link it here. It is a couple years old, but it's still helpful. It goes over the poly bagging and all of that stuff, like literally how to pack up your shipments. So it's going to cost me $113, accept, and now I'm going to print my labels. Then you just hit complete shipment and that is it. So that one is totally done, ready. I put the labels on the box and drop them. So Inventory Lab makes prepping a shipment so much easier, and it is not that hard. It's a little bit like confusing. Hopefully this video helped, but it's not that hard once you get the hang of it. And it just makes things go really fast. I personally have only ever used it with a Rollo. They do have the wired Rollo, which is like the older one, but hey, my wireless one was having issues, so just one extra wire is, you know, makes things less frustrating. So having that really helps it. I don't actually know how to do it. I know you can use regular, 30 up address labels, but I don't know how to. If you want to try Inventory Lab, they have a 30-day trial. The link is below so that you can try it out yourself. Hopefully this video was helpful. If you need anything else or you want my help showing you how to do something else, please let me know. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you back here for another Amazon selling video.